Tip 1. Strategically prepare your set list. Before you play the gig, make sure to prepare your set list in a way that's appropriate for the venue you're going to be playing at. So for me, I play a lot of pub gigs, so I generally start off with a slower set list at the beginning, as people are usually eating food and they don't want a big show at that point. They just want to sort of finish their meal and enjoy discussing stuff with their friends. As the evening moves on, and generally in the second half of my performance, I tend to ramp up the music, finishing with an absolute banger to make sure that everyone's having a good time and they can all sing along to it and they go home feeling happy. I remember when I was first starting putting together set lists, I would be stressing out on how to design them, and should I start off with like a really loud poppy one, then slowly go on towards slower ones and sort of bring the energy level down and then ramp it back up again for the end. Like, I didn't really know what I was doing. And then I had an idea. What if I made my set list but it was just a rough guide? So I had all the songs there in a general order that I sort of want to play it in, but then have to adapt it to the audience live on stage to make sure they're getting what they need and so that the songs get the best response. This is what's currently working for me. It took me over 100 gigs to figure that out, but now I'm there. I'm so glad that I've figured that out. If you like that first point, stick around for the end because I've got loads more coming, and tip number 5 is really important, so you don't want to miss that. Tip 2, connecting with your audience is vital. Make sure you engage with them. If you see somebody singing along, call them out on it, have that little banter between you, because that's going to make the audience feel part of the performance and feel like they're starting to get to know you. When you're trying to build a fan base, especially locally, you need to be like friendly. You want people to feel like you're a nice person. Sort of the same with anything in life really, but particularly when you're on stage, you don't want to wind anybody up unless you're just having fun. Along with this, also make sure to shout out the bar staff at the end of the gig because, you know, just say, yeah, you've done a really good job tonight, because this helps build rapport and you're more likely to get a repeat gig. Tip 3, perfect your sound check. How many of you do a sound check before you play a gig? Is it lots of you? Is it not so many? I don't really know. I always do a little bit of a sound check, but then adjust for the first sort of 2 songs. The acoustics of a room change massively with the amount of bodies you have in it. If you've got a really busy pub, but it's quite small, then the bodies will actually absorb quite a lot of the sound, so you have to have it up quite loud. But balance is always more important than volume. If you learn anything from anything I can teach you, it's balance over volume. Don't play something loud just because you think it's cool. It's not. It sounds dreadful if you play something too loud. The biggest issue with sound checks is if you do the sound check and your room isn't busy, you'll have it down quite quiet, and then people will start to come in throughout the night and you'll slowly be drowned out. So just be constantly aware of the fact, how many bodies are in the room? Are there a lot of bodies? In which case maybe consider turning up a bit. If there's not so many bodies, maybe turn it down a little bit just so it balances out in the room. You don't want people to be sat right next to each other and having to shout so they can hear themselves. Be stage ready. Make sure you dress the part. This doesn't mean you need sequins and glitter, but you need to be presentable. And be very aware of how you act when you're on stage. Are you confident? Are you smiley? Are you happy? Or are you very insular and sort of just talking like this? Hi, I'm gonna play some songs, and yeah, I really hope you enjoy it. Nobody wants to see that. Be confident, be positive. Like, it's Friday night, most likely Saturday night, maybe even a Sunday afternoon. Nobody's feeling sad. Everyone wants to be happy. They've just had a horrible week, so make sure they're having a good time. What to do when you get a rowdy audience or things unexpected happen? What happens if you have a cable break? What happens if you have a rowdy audience that just wants to get on your microphones and sing? As a general rule, embrace it. If you can get on the audience's side when they're a little bit rowdy, actually they'll end up loving you way more. Obviously this comes with some risk, because if they want to get on your microphones, you've got to sort of be very careful on how you negotiate that. But if you can give in to a couple of requests and then put like a hard no, come on, we've done that and now we're going to do my thing, people generally respect it after that, and they're more interested in what you're doing. You can also tease it out of them to say, yeah, okay, but give me a follow, and then you'll get a free follower as well. Bonus tip, capture the moment. In the age of social media and YouTube, use the opportunity of a gig to get footage. You are in a scenario where you have to play for 2 hours at least. Like, all of that can be filmed, all of that can be broken up into short form or long form content. I've done that a little bit on my channel before. And you get weeks and weeks worth of content out of it. This is a really good suggestion. I'm glad I clicked onto it as soon as I did, but I definitely wish I'd done it earlier. That should help you increase your online following at the same time as increasing your local following in the pubs. If you found value in today's video, make sure to leave a like, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye!